Okay, we are going to finish where it all began. This is a short film that you sent me yourself. Um, Sent me a link to, and this predates Honor Killing by 10 years. We're going back to 2008 for My Night Job. Now, this one is obviously, from the credits and everything, kind of a true story and a tribute to someone. And I'm thinking someone you knew. Am I correct there? And what a fitting tribute. So, how did this movie come to be? We all get ideas for a film, a short film, whatever, but how do you take your idea and turn it in to a film?
My Night Job, well, it's one of those like artist things where you wake up and you have a dream. Just kidding, that didn't happen, but it's based on a few people, including myself. I come from a long line for prostitutes. Just kidding. Ideas is just kind of, I don't know. I was high half of the time, so I don't know, honestly.
I think we got cut off there. Fortunately, we got the gist of it. And not gonna lie, I've done a few drugs myself back in the day. Yeah, I was a teenager in the 80s. So, but yeah, let's just let's move into this one. Coming from experience. And this is where it all began. 2008 Femme Cinema Productions. I did not see this one on Troma Now, so Mercedes was kind enough to share a link to it right off the Twitter there. Or whatever it's called. Twitter with D's. Directed by Mercedes the Muse. Now, 2008, we're going back 10 years before Honor Killing. And we have baby Mercedes here. She's a youngin'. I mean, not like illegal, but like a youngin'. I almost remember when I was that age. Mercedes stars as a lady of the evening preparing for her night's work. Wig just right, stockings, boots, a handful of pills to numb the pain. And off she goes into the night, lurking around adult video stores and seedy motels. Dark avenues. Chain smoking and peddling her wares where she can. Back in her room, she reveals what could have been. How she once had a golden ticket out, but it all came crashing down, leaving her right back where she started. A cheap motel room, housing a few outfits, a few memories, hardly enough to fill a suitcase. Like a vampire, she sleeps by day, then readies herself for another night. Red dress, red light, and this time we see the parade of weirdos with their various MOs from the hands-off to the very hands-on, and the blood from her lip. This is a short, so we're just going to leave it as a short. But a must-see if you can get a hold of it. And I'm sure she'll be happy to share it. She'll probably put it out there somewhere where it can be easily accessed at some point. Mercedes is perfect as the tough but wounded protagonist and captures the bleak and sad reality. I thought, how many times have I been that guy? Whether I'm, paying for a rub and tug or giving a girl drugs to put up with this. Yeah. How many times have I been that guy, whether the John or the photographer, and just hoped that the girl's life wasn't this miserable? Like maybe one time do I actually know that the girl's life is not this miserable. Pretty deluded on my part. Unlike the prior movies with the misogynistic assholes, I kind of identified as the bad guy in this movie. And yeah, it kind of made me feel like trash. But I think that's kind of the point of this movie for us men who sometimes have to go that route. Isn't it? And once again, tonight, we have a 5-ring circus. My night job. 5 rings. It's a short and not sweet at all. Well, that does it for our Mercedes the Muse marathon. Now, I got good news and bad news. The bad news is Monkey took off somewhere. Maybe over there under the house. The good news, I got a new bucket. This is like the bucket that we used to throw water on each other and confetti on the audience. This very bucket. Yeah, my other little bucket was kind of running low on space, so we're gonna plop that right there. See, now we can fluff them up, and we're just gonna grab one and see what we get. Okay, go back 50s, 60s next week. Wait, it's Tuesday. So it won't be this weekend, it'll be the weekend after. Whatever that is. Day of the Triffids and Teenagers from Outer Space. One of those brilliant pieces with, 30-year-old teenagers. You gotta love it. Anyway, a special thanks to Mercedes the Muse for playing along with us, for filming the answers to her questions. I would have loved to interview Mercedes live, but, constraints. My schedule, her schedule, Charlie, yeah. We're not going to talk about Charlie's school. But thank you, Mercedes.
Thank you. And thank you for your questions. They were awesome. And I hope you like my answers. Pre-recorded. Thank you very much. Let me get the camera guy. This is the camera guy now. Cotton candy. See you later.